All right, here we go. We're going to start it with a lot of leg work, and we're going to throw in some grippers in between. It's big Christmas, so we got to keep moving no matter what. We're just going to do lunges. The only time we're going to take a break is when we calibrate our grippers. Otherwise, we want to keep moving. It's big Christmas day. We're hosting some relatives later. I got to throw that ham in about an hour. So we're doing what we can now, knowing we're not getting to the gym, which is a bit unfortunate. But I like going from the basement. We've had a lot of nice streams. Just got to keep it going today. Santa came. He's gone. He's throwing Christmas back to us. Let's go. So, I'm going to hop on here. I'm going to calibrate some grippers in 1 second. For those of you that don't know what that is, we're going to take a hand gripper, one of these. We're going to put it in this device. And this device will crank the handles together. And when it's done, it's going to give us a closing poundage. That way we'll know exactly when we're hitting our hand workouts how strong we're getting. Yeah, it's a good time. Switch legs. Essentially, we're just trying to get a good pump, get a good cardio, because we know for a fact that on days like this, the big holidays, we're not as active and we eat a lot of junk. So, let's adjust the camera. Let's hit one of these grippers so we can see what we're talking about. Look at this device. This device comes all the way from Italy. I didn't go there. I paid for it. They shipped it over. So here's how you work it. Turn it on. It's actually called the Grippator, so that's kind of interesting. Today we're doing our 2.5s. I check the ratings on them to make sure they're still the way I want them. I slip a gripper in the handle, and I go all the way to this collar. At which point I take and I wrap this handle around the other side. I balance my scale, showing 0, right? And then I wind it in. Nice. We're doing this because this is going to tell us how strong this gripper is. By winding it like this, the scale is being pulled. The pressure is being applied here, and it's measuring what exactly the strength is. 70 pounds of pressure. Yep, it's still coming. 90 pounds of Christmas pressure. We'll go like this. It's important that your handles are lining up so you can make adjustments along the way, so long as each time you back out. We're at 100, 110. Come on. Getting there, getting there. We're at right about, I'm looking for the handles to touch, looking for them to touch. Okay, so they're touching right now. You should be able to see it flickers back and forth, but we're at 123.5 about. That means we're going to call this gripper 124 pounds of pressure to close. We'll back this out, and then we're going to hop right back into our leg work today. We're trying to get the heartbeat going. We're at the end of the year. Now it would be so easy to not get the good work in that we want. But like I said, we're measuring these grippers. So we've done this one, and it came in at 124. These grippers are used to train your hand strength. You put them in there and you squeeze, right? This is the Iron Mind brand. It's hard to tell maybe, but these are all 2.5s. A 2.5 is just a number they assigned the gripper. And actually, since we're already here, why don't I just go into the next one? Okay, so we're going to slide it in. Okay. Nice. We wrap this around. We get it right to the edge of the knurling. And let's zero the scale. So it's zeroed now. There's no pounds of pressure being pulled on those handles. But as we turn this screw, this lag screw, is going to start turning like this. And the numbers are going to start going up because pressure is being applied. So now we're at 10. The springs on these things, they're not used for aircrafts. It's not super scientific. It's nothing like that. So there is some variation in the strength. So although these are all 2.5s, and we saw this one came in at 124, this one was rated higher. So let's see if that's still the case. Maybe it got weaker over time. We're at 80 pounds of pressure, maybe from use. We're at 90 pounds of pressure for me. This is super fun. It's super relaxing. I love seeing where the strength lies in these. Now we're at 105. You can see it's just upside down. Okay, we're getting close, and I'm just looking, make a little adjustment. It's coming in a bit askew. I'm just looking to see what it is when those handles just start to touch. So now we're at 124, and I'd say we're touching right about nowish, I think. Okay, it's giving me 126.8. Now I usually round up, so that means that this gripper, in order to touch those two handles together, requires 127 on my machine. I've had these professionally rated. There's a gentleman in Minnesota, he has a company, you pay him, he will rate and tell you how strong your grippers are. We don't always get the same number, but we're usually pretty close. Now I'm going to pop up. I'm going to hit some goblet squats. People know what goblet squats are? Do some Christmas goblet squats. Watch this adjustment. We're going to do a set of 10. We're trying to hit a nice workout. Hey, thanks everybody for being here. 25 people on Christmas, not too bad. We usually don't go live until this evening, but because we're hosting Christmas, I just thought I should get on here now and get some work in. So, we're going to take this dumbbell. We're going to yank it off the floor. We're going to clean it. And I'm going to put one hand under each bell. Under the same one. And then we're going to do goblet squats like that. I'm going to try not to bash this microphone. Let's see what happens. Yeah, the microphone's in like the worst spot ever. 1. Where's everybody from? We're St. Paul, Minnesota here. Love to know where you guys are from on Christmas. And when doing these, you want to try to get your quads to parallel. That's a good amount of resistance when you can get the muscle parallel to the ground. You could go deeper, but going deeper isn't really going to change the activation. Let's do 2 more. Nice. Now, this dumbbell may not look like much, but it is. That dumbbell weighs 110 pounds right over there. I'm going to show you in a second why it's so interesting. It has a 2.5-inch handle on it. So a lot of us probably can understand in the gym, a normal handle, it's not very thick. This one is so thick, watch, when I try to grab it, I can't touch my hand. I'm a little close, not super close. That means that my hand and my forearms, they're going to be working a lot harder than they otherwise would have to. But that's good. I like training my forearms. Let's rate another gripper, see where it comes in. Merry Christmas to everybody, and I mean that. It's a great day to be alive. We should all be so lucky to have a day like this. Friends and family. Scale is zeroed out. We're measuring our Iron Mind grippers today. All of these are 2.5s. These are hand grippers. You put them in your hand, try to squeeze them together and make the handles touch. It is a great forearm and hand workout. So I slide them in the collar, this red sleeve. and I want it to go right into that band. Don't want it any deeper. And then on this side, I go right to the edge of the knurling. And then I reel it in. I just start winding like this. Just like this. Now, as I do that, you can see the number on the scales are changing. The reason for that, this lag bolt, this screw, is being turned, and as that happens, it's being pulled this way ever so slightly. That means that these cables, which are now attached to this handle, are being pulled in the same direction. And this is measuring, right, the amount of power that it takes. So right now we're at 70 pounds of pressure, 80 pounds of pressure, 85. I'm guessing this will be in the low 100s. We're a little off center here. If you make an adjustment, that's okay. Just pull back to get to what it should be. Now we're at 90, 95. Let's see if it gets in the 120s, 105, 110. So we're looking to make sure they're touching. And it's touching right about now. Scale is telling me 122, upper 121s. So let's see. Let's back this out. I'm going to show you guys something. I think this stuff is very interesting. I hope you do too. All of these grippers and the stacks I have here are technically the same one. They're all made by the same manufacturer, and they're all called the 2.5. That's just like a name they have for it. So they start at the trainer. Well, they actually start at the guide, and they work their way up to the number 4. So 2.5 is a harder one. A local professional with proper equipment put it in his device. And when he squeezed those handles together, he also found that it was 122 pounds. So my device, I bought this from a manufacturer. Listen to this. I think this is interesting. I was on Instagram. I was looking around. I'm super into grippers, so I'm just like, boom, 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 grippers, forums. This guy from Italy comes up with a picture of this machine saying, yeah, do you like hand grippers? I love hand grippers. Do you want to know how strong they are? At the time, that was all I was thinking about because I just rediscovered grip strength. He's like, I'll sell you a machine that is very accurate and you can rate your own grippers. So this comes from Italy. Some people get sports cars from Italy, maybe fancy wines, designer brands. I don't know if Prada's from Italy. I don't know. I buy equipment like this, grip rating machines. So we're going to put the next one in there. And again, what we find fascinating is so far, although they're all, take a look at this, well, they're all Iron Mind 2.5s. Probably can see that. They've all had different strengths. This one, 124, 130, 122. And although that might not sound like a big difference in strength, it really is. When you're relying on your hand, you know what? Why don't I demonstrate in a second? When you're relying on your hand to squeeze something, saying, hey, there's an 8-pound difference. I mean, picture squeezing as hard as you can, picking up an 8-pound dumbbell and now saying, all right, now squeeze it even that much harder. So the scale is still on. When it's green, it's active. If the screen goes dark or silver, it's just sleeping. So let's slide this one in. Again, where are we sliding it to? Sliding it right to that collar. Screen went silver and gray. We're going to loop this other side of our nice machine. We're going to loop that around this handle. And we put it right where that knurling starts. I like to put it there because it's the end of the handle and it's an easy thing for my eye to key on to make sure that's always lined up in the same spot. Once, yeah? En la mochila. That's the wife. We got to help change a kid's diaper. This is so interesting to me. All right. 25 pounds of pressure, 30. You can see it. I'll announce it just because it's upside down, so maybe it's a little harder for people to see it. We're winding this thing in. We're already at 55. So far, we've had some at 130, and the lowest is 122. I have a lot of these 2.5s. So we may very well see something even easier or even harder. 90. We're coming in a little askew. So we'll just slide that so that we'll eventually meet it properly. Let's keep reeling it in. I have my eye there. I'm looking ever so closely right when those handles touch. Almost there. We're at 120 on the scale, and we're just touching now. Wait, now. This is telling me it's right around the 118. It popped into the mid 119s. I would probably call this 119 then. Well, if it's the mid 119s, I'd probably round up to 120, because when they first touch, it's the most accurate. As you let go, it tends to fade a bit. That's been my experience. So if we were at mid 119s, we'd call it 120. There's a professional manufacturer who rates them here in town. He uses a much fancier device. He still puts the handles in. Hydraulically, we get them together. Oh, they touch. What's that specific number? And then he rounds to the nearest hole. So he called it 121. We had it at 119 and a half. Call it 120. I think for this little machine, this rig that came all the way from Italy, I actually think that's not so bad. What I'd like to do for people right now, hey, thanks, Stanley. We will keep going, bro. We got to do legs in a second. I'm going to grab a hand gripper. It's none of these, but I'm going to show you something extremely interesting. I find it interesting. This one is a very simple hand gripper. It's a different strength than what we've been measuring. Hey, Stanley, thanks for checking in. How's Florida? This usually, when I rate it, this comes in around 50, which is quite light. But the way you do a hand gripper, the proper way, you find your calluses. See how they're right there? You take this handle, you put it under your calluses. This other hand, this free hand, says, all right, I'm going to put a thumb here. The thumb here is so it doesn't slide backwards. And you pull it just enough, right? Just enough, just enough. Now my fingers are on there. Squeeze it all the way open. Listen to the for me, I love the sound. That click tells me I'm doing the job. It tells me I'm probably too strong for this particular gripper. Let's do it in the other hand. You see the calluses? Professional hack, you see this finger, see that line? You want this part of the hand gripper to quote unquote slice. Let's not actually slice it, but cut right down the middle. You can see I've got a little line because I do it so often and it tears me up. So this thumb is holding it, off fingers are winding it, and we go, reel it in. Now once my fingers are on there, let go. Let the hand do the work. Pop. Pop. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun. It's an easy enough gripper. We can mess around and have some fun with it, right? I mean, it's the holidays, but we still want to have fun. Pop this up real quick. I'm going to knock out some more goblet squats. If we remember what those are, we're using that dumbbell right there, which you can see on screen. That dumbbell, I know it doesn't look like much. I know that. It's a special dumbbell. Not only does it have a super thick handle, which is almost 2.5 in diameter, it's 2.38, it's actually 110 pounds. There's no plates on it. At the foundry, they just poured it all together, and they took it out of the mold, the cast, and that's what you have left. So I'm going to go over there now. I'm going to clean it to my chest. Why don't I demonstrate? Hey, where's everybody from on here? We have our buddy Stanley checking in. He's from Florida. We've had 1,080 people in a couple minutes check in, or at least come. I'm curious, where are you from today? Clean it to here. Once I'm here, I'm going to put my hands under each bell. I don't want that sliding out, landing on the floor because we're inside, landing on the toes. I need to be careful because today I'm actually mic'd up. So watch this. We're going to hit a set of 10. See that? The microphone is where the handle is, so it's not getting smashed. 1, 2. It's easy now. As I get to 10, it's going to get harder. 3, 4, 5, 6. I want to get parallel with my quads. 7, 8, 9, and 10. So for me, it's actually easier It's actually easier bringing it up, cleaning it up to me for some reason, right? Isn't that weird? It takes a lot more force to get it to your chest, but it's easier. When I try to bring it to the ground, that's when it gets hard for me. Let's bring everybody back into the chat. Now look at this. Do you see this? Here's a gripper. Different brand. Says Thor. They no longer make these, and it was the Grandmaster. This one is much, much harder. This one's 143 pounds of pressure to touch these two handles together. I bring them over because in a moment, I'll probably try this one. This is one of the hardest hand grippers ever known to man. Nobody's actually ever closed it. That's how dang hard it is. So yeah, that's the real deal. Now let's try this one. We're back to the iron mines. This is a 2.5. We're going to throw it right in here. We slide it in the red sleeve. We go all the way until here, until it's right at this point. I'm going to this line. I don't want to see that knurling. I want it all covered, but I don't want to cover any of the clear color. I use that kind of a line of sight, so I know if I'm doing it right, if I'm doing it well. Okay, once you have it there, begin reeling it in. And we're going to see what this takes. Now this one, the professional rated this one, what was it, 117 or 118, I think. My device is pretty accurate, so I'm actually pretty curious to see where this comes in. As I turn this screw, this threaded screw, it is pulling the scale. This is a scale. It may not look like a scale like you're used to when you think of scales, but I tell you it's a scale. As this is getting pulled down, it's pulling on these cables, which is pulling on this plastic, which is pulling on these handles. 65, 70. And that's what's going to tell us how strong this is, because again, our hand mimics that when we're closing it. It goes like this. It's trying to touch those handles together. This machine is doing it for us so that we get an accurate reading and we can use it for training purposes. 90, 95, 100. I should say this is extremely relaxing to me. I don't know how you people feel, but on a Christmas before the chaos comes, I'll take this. 110. All right, we got to go slow. They're almost touching. Scale is probably getting close to 115 or so. Maybe not. We've got, no, that's too far. We've got a tap right about here. All right, I see I just eliminated the world's smallest gap in it. So it's coming in at 118.5. So we could call it 118 if we felt like it. So 118.5. This device. Hey, Mike's making stuff. Brother, how are you? Thanks for checking in on Christmas. It's great to have you, man. You know what we're actually doing? I'm not good enough, cool enough, smart enough, although I have some good traits to make anything. What we're doing is rating things. So this hand gripper, this one I happen to know was made about 7 years ago. I bought it from a guy and he said he bought it new. Hand grippers are made of these chromed springs, at least this model, aluminum grade, aircraft grade aluminum handles that are slightly knurled. The knurling is useful because it goes into your hand, and when you try to squeeze something like this, it sticks against the skin. It doesn't slide, it bites into it. Now, what I want to know is, how strong are these things? There's a professional in town who rates these. He has a very fancy device, certainly fancier than anything you see here. And it will hydraulically push them together. And when the machine first senses, hey, they're touching, it kills it. At that point, you know exactly how strong your gripper is. We just rated it at 118.5, call it 118, and the professional says 117, which is interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4. We've done 4 Iron Mine number 2.5s, and this is the first one that was in the 117s. The other lighter one was 121. So I'm very curious what some of these others will be. Hey, Mike, you get it, man. I'm so glad you found this. That's exactly right. Right now we're testing these hand things. We have listen to this if you guys have a second. I'm renting out the Mall of America next year. I've already paid for it. We're going to use the rotunda. Let's try this hand gripper. We're contesting a grip contest. So right now I'm measuring, calibrating, and I'll be restoring some of our pieces of equipment so it's ready to go for all the athletes next year. I know this, it's going to be a heck of a time. If anybody is here, like Mike, for example, making stuff, where are you from? If you're from or near Minnesota, please, gang, swing over to the Mall of America. It's going to be the North American Grip Championships. We're very excited. But yeah, this is the kind of stuff we do on the channel. Sometimes we're restoring. We're always doing something kind of in that fitness hemisphere. So last night was crazy. We had just under 5,000 people on here, and they watched me clean some of the grippers, which is actually very fun. It's kind of the ASMR. It's super relaxing. Tonight, right now, we're calibrating. Hey, hi, how are you doing? Jose, háblame. ¿De dónde eres? Tú eres de aquí por ahora. Now look it. We've got that where we want it. Again, let's use our threaded screw to pull on this scale. The scale will pull down, which pulls on the cables, which pulls on this plastic. The plastic is not stuck glued, but because the force is coming this way and there's knurling, it's really biting into that handle, and it's going to tell us exactly how strong it is when those touch. There he is. There he is. Hey, India, thanks for checking in. Great to have you. A Merry Christmas to you as well. And honestly, to everybody watching this. Hey, if you like stuff like this, if this is interesting, I'm a new dad. We just had a newborn. I'm trying to stay fit and do fun things in the basement. Subscribe to the channel. We usually go live 8:30 or 9. This is a special midday because I'm hosting Christmas later. We're at 105 pounds of pressure. This one is already looking like it's going to be way harder than the other ones I did. The handles are about parallel. One adjustment. Every spring is different. Some of them, as you wind them in and try to see how strong they are, some kick up, some kick down. So what you saw me do is manually align it and then pull back on the scale to get rid of what I just put into it. And we continue. Go, go, go. We already crossed the 125. Let's see, we're getting close. Close, close, close. We're almost touching, I'd say we're touched about here. You know, it's just such a small gap. It's such a fine process. It's hard to say for sure. I'd say about here. It's saying 137. You see the numbers still calibrating? 136, 135. Looks like 135 and change. Yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody in the chat. So cool. So great to have everybody. Is anybody else hosting today? For example, I'm from St. Paul, Minnesota. My name's Jeff, and I'm hosting my family Christmas. It's the first time doing it, and I'm supposed to make a ham. It's kind of in the oven doing its thing right now. I hope it turns out. Where are other people from? I know my guy from India is here. Oh, wait. I got to read. That's actually really good insight. Yeah, you might be right. I think adding a rod for the spring of the gripper. Mike, that's a really good point. Nobody's ever brought that up. So we called it 135, a professional in Minnesota. His fancy machines touched the handles together, and guess what? He also found this to be 135. That's how you know we're doing something right. Isn't that right, gang? So I bought this piece of equipment from Italy. It was, with shipping, it was a little over $700. So no, it wasn't free. Look what's coming up next. Supposedly the easiest 2.5 in my collection. And my collection has 11 of this specific gripper. Some people go to Italy for sports cars, luxury brand. I don't know, probably some fancy wines. I order my grip equipment. So here's what happened. I'm on Instagram. I'm just getting back into gripping. I'm getting super addicted. I'm searching for people. And this guy pops up. Curious how strong your equipment is? Do you love hand grippers like I love hand grippers? Buy my equipment, which he calls Gripator. And then you can be cool like me, essentially. And he's right. It's super cool. And you can measure and rate them and tell your friends how strong their hands are. That's what I'm doing right now. And I'm so pleased people are here watching it with me. So it went green. It means the scale is live. We've got this in here right. The band is right where it should be with the red sleeve. The Gripitor plastic is right on the edge of the knurling. Now we just need to show the numbers. We're at 30 now. Mike making stuff, man. If it's not too big of an ask, follow this channel. Your insight is really good. I got to check yours out because if you actually know how to make stuff, so I had one a month ago. I was struggling so hard. I was trying to make something out of concrete and wood. I had the forms okay for the wood, but my math was off. I'm making lifting blocks for strongman competitors. So you pour the concrete, then you take the blocks off. They're like 10 inches deep. They're rectangles, and you lift them over your head. Yeah, man, that's really cool. Thanks for finding me here. Now look at this. Look at this. We're at parallel, and we're only at 90. That gave us a mid number. We don't want the mid number. That last one was at like 105 when it was mid-range. This is going to be very interesting. Can you guys see the number okay? 99. We're a little out of skew. That's fine. So we just make the adjustment. We're lined up. Pull back to recock. Look at this. No way. This is fantastically lighter than I thought. I hope it lasts. And we're just about touching, almost touching. If you go too slow, it thinks you're done. Yeah, it's saying 114. It was in the upper 114s at first kiss. So I would usually call that 115 pounds of pressure. Super interesting. What time is it here? I'm curious. Well, the time right here is, let me check. We're at 11:30. So if I'm not mistaken, your time, buddy. Is it noon there? I think. Look what we did there. That's so cool. So 2 things for the gang on the stream here. We're going to do 2 things right now. We're going to hit a set of goblet squats, and I'll explain what those are, and those are fun, sure. But moreover, and this is, let's debate if I should really be doing what I'm going to say. 11 p.m. Nice, man. Great. Hey, thanks everybody to being here and liking and supporting this. It means a lot. I'm doing stuff to keep myself occupied that's still fitness related because I'm not making it to the gym. We just had a blessing of a little boy born. And I'm very excited to, I don't know, talk shop because it's a little harder for me to do that since I'm not in the gym now. So look at this, everybody. This hand gripper, and let's do something by comparison. So this is a hand gripper as well. I showed you how to close it earlier. We'll do it again quickly. Those are my calluses. I know, callus is no fun. You put the hand gripper right there. Use your thumb so it doesn't slip, and you reel it into place. At which point you go, you touch them. You can even play something. You go, jingle bells, jingle all the way. We know jingle bells. We don't need me to do it. Now look at this gripper. I'm going to angle this up because I like the background like this much better for comparing spring sizes. So look at that. That belongs on a car. This belongs on an RC car, child's tricycle. I'm seeing all 3 coils, and I think you can see it too. All 3 coils are smaller than 2 coils just on this. Now, I have one problem with my machine. I love my machine. My machine is only supposed to go up to 250 pounds of pressure. We have reason to believe that this one is definitely more than 250. I've rated some grippers, not this heavy, that are close to this, and I kid you not, when I start squeezing, when I'm winding down, this machine starts jumping on the table. It's not a great feeling knowing you spent $700 with shipping to buy your machine and you see it struggling like that. So, I may end up trying that one now, or measuring that in a second, but what I'm going to do is a goblet squat. I don't know if people know what that is. This dumbbell has a super thick handle. It's actually hard to lift up. My hands get about that close. Think of a Coke can or your favorite beverage. That's how thick the handle is. It's 110 pounds. You're going to see me clean it to my chest. I'm going to hold the circular globe, and I'm just going to go like this 10 times. By the end of it, we're going to be breathing hard, but we're going to be having fun. We're just trying to stay in shape going into today's holiday. Now watch this. Also, I have a mic. Let's not bash the mic. So we go 1, 2, 3. Up. That's the clean. I have both my hands, my palms, the heel of my hands on that globe. I don't want to hit my toe. 1. Merry Christmas. 2. Where are people from? We've had just over 4,000 people here in about 25 minutes. And I'm curious, what brought you here? Just hanging on the couch in San Diego? Are you in Mississippi? Maybe someone from Canada. Although I think Might be regular routine. It's not boxing day yet. Let's do 3 more. Up, 2, up, up. Getting this thing to the ground. Getting it to the ground is almost harder than getting it to the chest. I don't know why. I think it's easier when you're exploding. All right, here's what I really want to show today. Getting in shape, staying in shape is fun. I'm way more curious, and I want to show you guys these grippers. So we're going to give it a go. This machine, when turned on, hey, thank you for asking. I'm 43, and in 1 week, exactly, I'll be 44. So, here's a hand gripper. Breathing is so important. We're going to slide it in here. We're going to see how strong it is. So, I'm going to do it in this red sleeve. Let's wake the scale up again. Green is active, ready to measure. So we go to there. This side, we wrap, and we just touch it to the knurling. You want both handles parallel. 0 out our scale. It's reading 0, that's what you want. And then we're going to wind it in. Breathe, breathe, breathe. For me, it's very rewarding, relaxing, fun to see the numbers on a scale slowly go up. Or sometimes, oh, we had a little slip. Or sometimes, by the way, we're at 30 pounds of pressure. Sometimes, what I see, I catch myself just looking at the handles. If you go slow enough, it's hard to tell if they're even moving at all. And that almost puts me to sleep. I kid you not. That's how relaxing it is. 65. 70. Come on, come on. 80. I'm very curious. They're getting close. 90 pounds of pressure. We're doing our Iron Minds Captains of Crush series grippers, specifically focused on the 2.5. 110. We're getting, this is great. So I love suspense. I love all things suspense. Those handles are dangerously close to touching. Come on, I'm looking for just a little light. There's still some light. Still some light. Not a lot of light. We're getting close. That's a premature. We were going so slow, the scale thought we were done. Here. It touched 124, 123. So in a scenario like that, I would generally call that 124. Now in the scheme of things, does it matter if we have the exact right number? I'm pretty type A, so yeah, but no. As long as we're within a pound or two, I feel like I've done my job. I'm enjoying my Christmas. So last night on the stream, we cleaned our grippers. I can show you the table where all the chalk residue is. Then after that, I got to play Santa. Yeah, who do we have here? Jerry Peterson. That's my name. Well, I'm Jeff Peterson, Jeffrey Peterson. Jerry, dude, that's a sign, man. Thanks for being here. Where are you from? I'm curious. So then I got to play Santa Claus. It sounds maybe lame. It's so cool to think about, hey, kids upstairs sleeping, I'm putting this thing together. They're going to love it so much first thing in the morning. And she loves her little dollhouse. She's playing in her little dollhouse with her dolls as we speak. So we're calibrating our grippers. As we mentioned on the stream, I'm into grip competitions. I'm promoting a really big grip competition next year in the summer, June 13th and 14th. Some of you may know, have heard of, maybe even visited the Mall of America. I've rented out the Mall of America to put on that contest right in the Huntington Bank Rotunda. An amazing rotunda, if I'm being honest. 10 pounds of pressure, 15, 20, 25. So some of these things we're using, these hand grippers, will be part of the gripping experience. So I'm calibrating them, I'm cleaning them. This weekend, I have my brother Dano coming over. Some of you might remember Dano from previous streams. He's a strongman competitor. He's about 7 years younger than me. He's recently gotten into bodybuilding. He still has, I know some people think bodybuilders, That's all show, no go. He has some serious go in his grip. He is going to crush some grippers for us. Now, if he comes over Saturday, that's great. I'll talk about what we're seeing him do. If it's not till Sunday, I'm going to grip right along with him. And to be honest, we've not had a lot of brother-on-brother grip days. Okay, let's go slow. This is the important part. 107. We're almost touching these handles. They're so close. I'd say we're touching. Again, no, when you slow down, it doesn't like it. We're waiting for the knurling to just kind of kiss. And we're almost there. So I'd say we're there now. I can see a little air. We must not be there yet. Now, it's saying 116, upper 115s. So for me, if it ever straddles a whole number, like it just did, where part of it's over 117 or over 116, part of it's in the upper 115s, for me, that's easy. I cut it right down the middle. I say, what are we doing here, gang? You know what we're looking at? We're looking at a nice 116 gripper. And the professional manufacturer, here, I'm going to lift this up and show it to you guys. I think you'll think it's interesting. Thank you so much for being here. It's Christmas. I'm trying to get a little workout in before all the fun. I'm in charge of cooking the Christmas ham today. I've never done one. It's in the oven now. I hope it's going well. I have reason to believe it's going well as the smoke alarms are going off. So, the professional Cannon PowerWorks, my buddy Matt Cannon, rated this with his machine. It hydraulically touched these two handles together. And it said when he did all that work and effort that this rated 116. Our machine from Italy also said, what do you know, 116. So that's how you know it's working. That's how you know there's value in doing this. The funny thing, what I think is funny, and let me show you this one for example. Can you guys read this? Why don't I hold it up and see if you can read this? Should say 2.5. 2.5. Ironmind makes hand grippers. They're probably the predominant brand in the world. And they mark them. They go all the way from a guide, which is easy, to a train or a 0.5, all the way up to the number 4. And we're looking specifically today at our 2.5s. We're going to rate one more. We're going to lift this crazy dumbbell, do goblet squats. But I'll make you one promise. If people are interested, this is the world class. It's one of the hardest, heaviest grippers, I kid you not, in all existence. If people are into this, I can try rating it on this device. This device is only rated for 250 pounds. I've done grippers in the 240s, and this is what happens when you get over 200. It starts to move. This is what happens to get over 200. You hear some creaking of the springs. The manufacturer said, don't try anything over 250. I'm super curious what this is, so I really want to. It'd be a great excuse for me to do that. So if people are into that, just let me know in the comments. Say, hey, we'd love to see that. We're super curious how hard that hard gripper is. I'm going to go a little bit more step by step. So here's our scale. It's zeroed out. This is the screw. We turn the screw, pulls the scale, attached to the cables, and it has this plastic hub, which goes around the handle. So when that's being pulled in this direction, essentially, it's measuring all the force, all the torque. Now for us, we're going to be applying the torque to these handles because we want them to touch. We want to see how strong they are. And that's the best way to do it. This number 2.5 is the hardest that I have. Let's see how it is now. Let's see if it's lost any strength. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's still there. It will probably be mid 130s. I can't believe we had a guy, Jerry Peterson, in here. That's so cool. I'm Jeffrey Peterson, so obviously I thought that's cool. Maybe somewhere there's a long lost relative. I think there was 7 degrees of separation that says how to explain. So me to my friend is one separation. My friend to his dad is another separation. Now I've heard that if you use seven relationship removals like that, here, this isn't good. We need to slide this down just a bit. Okay, thank you. That's better. Now I'll be more accurate. You're related to anybody. This is going to be the toughest one we've done so far on the stream. 30 pounds of pressure. I hope you can see it. 40. 50. 60. Come on now. Keep going. 70. I like slowing down at certain points. For me, it's almost hypnotic watching these handles move. And I mean that. It's absolutely awesome. I can see this one is coming in a little skewed. So we're just going to go like this. Boom. And we're having a wonderful Christmas. Santa came, everybody's happy. The Christmas ham is cooking. I have no reason to believe it's burning. The fire alarms aren't off. What's funny is, hey, Alares. Hi, Merry Christmas, how are you? Hey, where are you from? It's great having people join us this morning. We had a fire in the house one time. All these smoke detectors definitely work, trust me. 2 fire trucks came out, super embarrassing, all over a mistake that I made in the kitchen. Oh, this is going great. Can you see that? We're almost to 130. Let me see when those touch. Looks like I'd say there's a touch now. And now it's open a bit. Oh, I squeezed way too hard. They're way past touching. Let me back off. They're touching. I'm getting a lower 135, an upper 134s. Hi to everybody who's watching, and thank you so much for being here. We're about to do something stupid, so some of you arrived at the just right time. I'm going to do a set of goblet squats. I don't know that that's the stupid part, if I'm being honest. Then, if people are interested, and we don't have to, but if you want to see this is a gripper. I want to rate it. So what we're doing, we're finding out how strong these are by touching the handles together with this device. I have one here that technically should be a number greater than this is producing, so says the manufacturer. So the fear being that if we do it, we might break the machinery. My internal fear is, being so type A, I hate having something and not knowing exactly what it is. I want to know how strong that is. If people are interested, I'm willing to risk it. At which point, I'll be very happy, because if it's Christmas, I find out how strong my hardest gripper is. That's fantastic. The family's coming, all those things. Having said that, if it goes south, if it breaks this machine, because usually when I rate something, if it's over 200, if it gets close to 200 pounds, it's pulling so hard on this, and I have to crank so hard, this starts to jump. You may have noticed, look what I have. This is strapped in. This machine shouldn't be able to go anywhere. It's strapped in. So, goblet squats. I'm going to warm up the machine with a lighter gripper, and then, well, probably just rate this one, because I'm very curious where this is going to come in. We're trying to get a little bit of work in on the legs. We're trying to get a little cardio in for the lungs. Like I said, it's Christmas. I think we all know that. And it's a great time to try to be in shape. So watch this. We're going to hit this set. After we come back, let me show you this again. Remember, this is what we're talking about. This is a regular spring. This is a super big spring. This belongs on a child's trike, a bicycle, as it were, a toy. This, I don't know. What should we put this on, a car? A truck? Trains don't need them, I don't think, but certainly belongs on there with its size. It takes 2 of these coils are still bigger than all 3 of this. The way you use a hand gripper, just a quick reminder, you find your calluses, which we have there. Put it in there just behind the calluses, and you bring it together. Then you play Jingle Bells. Jingle all the way. Do it on both hands so we're even. The other thing, before you squeeze, let's make sure that this handle is right in line with this. Now, silver bells would be boring. Jingle bells is the best example, I think. So we say, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Goblet squats, and then trying a gripper that may break my machine. No, we don't want that to happen. Yes, we are willing to risk it. This is a thick-handled dumbbell. I can't get my hand around it. I'm going to use 2 hands to bring it to here. You're going to see the heel of my hand, both palms, underneath one of these awesome white globes. I'm going to hit a set of 10 reps. It's funny, cleaning it up is kind of easy, but once you've done them and you're tired, somehow getting it down to the ground is tough. 1, 2, 3. There we go. I won't be singing Jingle Bells during this. This is actually decently taxing. 2, 3, 4, 5, halfway. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can you hear how heavy and how solid that is? It brings me so much joy to lift that. So, here's the moment of truth. We're going to do a warm-up gripper on the machine. Make sure the juices are flowing. Then the Widowmaker. I'm both excited and nervous. I don't want to break my machine. I need to know how strong this thing is. So we'll start with an easy one. This is almost the easiest gripper I own. All right. If I had to guess, I'm guessing 50? No, I'll say about 45 pounds of pressure, I think. Could be wrong. Now what you're seeing. There we go. Now we're looking good. I do have to tighten this up. It's not on the edge of the knurling. I'm kind of a perfectionist, so I want it that way. As I turn this threaded screw, the rod, it's pulling the scale down. If you go slow, it stalls out. The cables are attached to the scale, which means they're being pulled. The plastic is getting pulled aggressively against this handle. Even it up, thank you. And that's where we're coming up with our readings. So, 30. Keep going, keep going. We're at 35. My guess was 45. I might be wrong because we're at 40 now. Yeah, I'm gonna, now 44.55. Gang, I've not done this gripper before, but on the easy grippers, I have a pretty good idea of how strong or how not strong they are in my hands. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I'm very happy to be here. I am grateful. In 2025, I got my beautiful little boy. I'd always wanted a little boy. Because of that blessing, I'm going live from my home. Earlier people on the channel, actually we had a couple people who were some of the first subscribers. They saw me doing things outside or at the gym. It's just hard, man. With the little guy, it's just harder. Here, 200 concurrent people. Jingle bells. Now, we're about to do this. We're going to do an in-between gripper. This one should come in, and I think it will, around the 130. That'll warm up the scale a bit more. But then we're going to go for the hardest gripper I own. I'm sorry. No, you know what? It's actually kind of a contest, I think, between this and another one. I'm curious. I'm super curious what my hardest one is now that I think about it. It might be that one. It's certainly close. Here we'll count it off every 10. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Here we go. Come on now. 60, 70, 80. So we're getting close. I suspect, well, we already measured this one. We should be near the 130 range, honestly. Come on now. I'm trying to even out the handle. Pulling uneven. There we go. And now back pull. The back pull will reset what I just did. Merry Christmas to you. Handles are just touching now. 130, upper 129s. So this is looking quite good. This is going to be super accurate. Well, I think it'll be super accurate. This gripper, we haven't actually sent to a professional to measure. He's my buddy. He's in town. He has an amazing business, and he measures these, so he'll be able to tell us. Can you hear? I don't know. Can you hear this? Hang on. The unwinding. Hey, how's it going? Hey, thanks, Josh. Funny story. I told it a couple times during the stream. This machine here, I got addicted to grip again, so I went online. I was looking things up. Here's the next one we're going to do. Again, we're warming up the machine more. And I saw a guy on Instagram who seemed equally as into grip as I am. And when I contacted him, because he had a picture of this, it turns out he's from Italy, a small town in Italy. And he calls his the Grippator. The Grippator. So I paid him about $700. And he made it and he sent it to me. Now, full disclosure, I'm extremely into training my grip. I put on grip contests. So to me, it felt like it was probably worth the investment. I use it all the time. Today we're going and doing our Iron Mine Captains of Crush collection, but specifically we're doing the 2.5s. That's a well thought out question. Do you train your grip, Josh? I love getting questions like that. We're working our way up. We'll do one more after this, which should be around 180, and then it's time for if people want, it's time for the big test. I know I want to see it. It'll be a Christmas gift to myself today. Keep winding, keep winding. We're at 100. We'll go a little faster. 110, 120. Should be close to 140, somewhere in there, 130. Now, do you see what just happened there? Let me try it again. So I'll wind this. The device is moving a little bit because there's that much more stress on it. Yeah, some people buy things from Italy like sports cars, expensive luxury brands. I buy grip equipment. Low 140s. It came a little out of skew, which is still okay. Moreover, I'm just trying to make sure all this is warmed up, more so than seeing how accurate this one. We actually did this one on a very recent stream. We got it to come in at 142. So, man, the other professional said it was actually probably closer to 143. We're going to throw in this super hard gripper in a second. This one's 178. If the machine handles that well, there's no reason why we can't do the heavier one. That's what we're working towards. Merry Christmas to everybody that's here. Whether you're celebrating it or not, I hope you're having a great day. I'm having a great day. I'm working on the Christmas ham. May not look like it. That's because it's in the oven. So the oven's doing most of the work right now. We go live every day, usually 8:30, 9 o'clock Central Time in Minnesota. So if you like this, give us a follow. You won't miss the fun stuff. Today's just a mini version, although we're going long. And the idea is we're throwing Christmas at this house. So I don't know. I wasn't sure if I'd have time to go live tonight. So just figured I'd do some stuff right now. This one should get us right around the 175, 180. And again, if the machine doesn't react too poorly, I don't think it will. If it doesn't react too poorly, I am comfortable going for a harder one. My hardest one, actually. And it's coming out askew. At the heavier weights, you definitely need them to come in. Okay, I'll manually, because we're more about warming up the machine than this accurate reading, although it said we're touching now. So yeah, 176 it looked like. Our buddy Matt Cannon, he rated it. When he did it, he got 178. So I'd say that's within reason. That feels pretty good to me. All right. Last set of goblet squats. And as soon as that's done, we're coming straight back to this one. The question we're asking ourselves, this machine is rated for 250 pounds of pressure. I was told don't use it for more than that. You've seen it handles up to 178, not a problem. The concern is using something like this, which we have reason to believe is going to come in harder and heavier than 250. Is that going to ruin what we're doing today? Is our machine broken after that? I guess a concern I have is it, if it does break, is it going to smash me in the face? Merry Christmas. And to all, good night. Last set of goblet squats coming up. And I tell you what, we're going to do this thing anyways. I've been wanting to do it. It's time to do it. It's Christmas. I'm happy so many people are here. We've had just over about 17,000 views, which is really good for us. And I like it because I'm just a new dad who's trying to do some stuff and have fun. Goblet squats. You're going to see me clean the dumbbell up here. we're going to put a palm, one of our palms, under the same bell. Then I'm going to go like this. We're working on our quads. We're going to try to get close to parallel. From your angle, it may not look like we're hitting parallel, but I think we will be. All right, man, we're going to clean this up. I'll get to these chats in 1 second. Gotta do 10. One. Note the heel of the hand. I don't even need my fingers, really. The weight pulling against them will keep it into place. Up. 5. Up. 6. Up. It's our 7th set. 8. Wait, this might be 8. 9. Up. 10. So hard going down with it. It just is. Doesn't it feel so dang good to get good work in on the holidays before you go smash some food? Oh, this is gonna be exciting. Haven't done this before. Oh, you do? You train your grip? Yes! You bought the XIN grippers. Dude, sub the channel, man. I'd love to have you on here more regularly. Hey, that guy knows a lot about grip. That's not a joke. The guy, he goes by Josh on here. He knows a lot. Stop before they find me. Yeah, that's funny. So, test gripper. Make sure everything's still working. Hi, Danahar. Nice to have you in here. Merry Christmas. We're going to smash through this, and then finally, the world class. The world class is so strong. Might break the machine. God, we hope it doesn't. It might. Oh, you're one of the originals. You're an OG. Thanks, Josh. Glad you found us. I wasn't sure on Christmas if we get many people. The gripper we're doing now is the last regular one. It's 130 pounds of pressure. Then we're doing this one. This is the world class. It's hard to see on camera, I know. It's Thor. And on this handle, if you look closely, WC, world class. My machine is only supposed to be used for grippers going up to 150 pounds of pressure. We can guarantee that this thing, 250, if I said 150, sorry. We know that the one I'm going to throw on here is well beyond the capabilities of this machine. I paid $700 from it. They sent it over from Italy. I absolutely love the machine. I don't want to break the machine. But honestly, so I'll just never know what this is. If you've got the equipment, part of me feels like you owe it to yourself to try. And that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to try the world class. The spring on that is a beast. There's one human in the world who could maybe close it. And we're going to go for it right now. Small known fact, the handles on most teddings, not all teddings, on most, are actually thicker. So in order to rate it, I have to take out, we're doing a grip challenge in public, my dynometer, I get it next week. A buddy of mine's just saying do grip challenges in public. Yeah, we have some lined up here in Minnesota in public places. Mall of America, Castle, Minnesota. We're actually going to give away cash prizes. I'm in a good enough position where I can do that. And since I'm really into grip, I want to reward people with a good grip. Plus it'll be, I don't know, maybe interesting content. So here it is. This is the real deal. This is probably, if it's not the hardest one in my collection, it's almost the hardest one in my collection. Oh boy, the argument can be made this is stupid. 30. Hopefully, this gripper comes in just below 250 pounds of pressure. My machine is rated for 250. We're at 85 now. The handle is not even parallel. When it gets... Yeah, I could do that. I'm giving away some hand grippers. Next week, we're going to run a small contest for some of my bone crushers. I'll get those mailed out. Have to figure out the details. We're at 150. So I'm going to go like this. when it gets closer. I'm not joking when I say this, like, it's not supposed to be used like this. I have to adjust it. This one is coming out of alignment. This is not good. So listen, can you hear everything creaking? We're at 200. I don't know if the mic picks that up. 230. Handles are not touching yet. And you know what? Even if it's out of skew, I'm not going to manually adjust it. I don't like having my head that close to it. Here, let me go like this. Holding up some cardboard, because if it breaks... Here, let me hold it too. We're at 250 now. So this is never supposed to go harder than this. Ever. Handles are touching now. What do we got? No, they're not. 259 was the peak measurement. Gang, let's pull the slack out of here. I don't like the way this is behaving. It shouldn't be sliding all over the place. Yeah, but I like your idea. We'll do some kind of challenge. Well, the challenge I already have lined up. I have a special circus dumbbell. It's on its way now. We'll be using that. We have a dynamometer. Dynamometer is just a small, it looks kind of like a gripper. You squeeze to see how strong your hand is. And we're probably going to do you know what the heavy cup is? It's a mug, and it's so heavy that it's hard to even lift to your mouth. So we'll probably have that going as well. So we know this one came in at 249s of pressure. That's really big. We also saw that my machine is capable of that, which I didn't really know. We'll pretend that this is the goal gripper, that we want to close this one day. But honestly, we're just happy to have it in the collection. Everybody who swung through, I appreciate it so much. I hope everybody has a great Christmas. If you had fun, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next thing. We go live 8:30 to 9 every week. Well, weeknight and weekend now that I think about it. We're right here in St. Paul, Minnesota. Have a lovely day.